Complete your income tax return. 1. Review your tax. The purpose of this video guide is to provide information for PAYE workers on how to complete their income tax return and review their tax using MyGovID or My Account. Review your tax allows you to submit an income tax return, obtain a statement of liability. It is normal for about 50% of the viewers of my step-by-step guides to watch the first 60 seconds. And that's okay, because once you know what's in it, you can always return again. This is the reason I am giving you this summary of the contents and at what stage in the video you can find it here right now. If you wish to use the My Account service, you must be registered for either MyGovID or My Account. We have a video here on how you can register for My Account. 2. Accessing PAYE services. Review your tax. The Review Your Tax services is accessed from PAYE services in My Account. Accessing this service allows you to complete an income tax return and request statements of liability for the previous 4 years, excluding the current year. Please note that where 20YY is displayed, this refers to any of the previous 4 years. If you wish to manage your current year tax credits, standard rate tax bands, universal social charge bands, or declare additional incomes, select Manage Your Tax in the current year from the PAYE Services section. Customers can claim tax relief in real time in respect of expenditure incurred on health, nursing homes, and remote working expenses. This means the customer can make a claim as they incur the individual expense item. Further information can be found on www.revenue.ie or by accessing PAYE Services Manage Your Tax. Updates are also provided regularly on this channel and on our Facebook page and group or any of our social media platforms, all called Payroll Matters in Ireland. When to submit an income tax return. We recommend that you complete your income tax return yourself after the 20th of January of the following year of assessment, so that Revenue have sufficient time to make any amendments required and sought from employers or the Department of Social Protection. PAYE workers have 4 years to complete their income tax return and claim any additional credits due. It is always better to wait until at least middle of late January for 4 good reasons. 1. To allow time for Revenue to update PAYE taxpayers' details. 2. To allow employers, the DSP and Revenue a little leeway to fix any technical issues. 3. Not a lot is going to happen and taxpayers will have delays in accessing Revenue online services due to volumes of taxpayers all trying to get a head start. And 4. If, like me, you like to include everything in the one income tax return claim, then waiting until you have all the qualifying data to hand is the way to go. For example, mortgage interest certificates from your bank or building society will not be made available to you until at least the 3rd week of January. That's at the earliest. This is the message Revenue give out regarding PAYE workers who have received DSP payments. PAYE taxpayers have 4 years to complete income tax returns for the year of assessment. The 4-year deadline dates look like this. We do not recommend PAYE workers to wait this long to do their return, but we do recommend that they wait until at least the middle to late January of the year following the year of assessment. Saving a partially completed income tax return and returning to it again later. The income tax return will automatically be saved as you progress through the screens. If you do not sign and submit the form, it will remain saved and you can complete and submit it at a later stage. The status indicator on the income tax return for the relevant year will show as saved. However, any changes to your record, for example, if Revenue have received details of additional DSP income for you from the Department of Social Protection, since you last accessed the income tax return, will not be available in the saved form. You will be advised of this and told to delete the saved form. And this is what the out-of-date income tax return screens will look like. Please note also that after submitting returns, you can edit it to add something you forgot. We will be covering this a little later. Review your tax. The Review Your Tax PAYE service allows employees and pension recipients to A. Review their preliminary end-of-year statement, B. Complete an income tax return to obtain a Statement of Liability. We cover this under the heading Completing the Income Tax Return a little later in this video. Request a preliminary end-of-year statement. A preliminary end-of-year statement for 20YY is available to PAYE customers. Please select Request to review the preliminary statement as shown on this screen. The preliminary end of your statement would provide you with details of your income tax and USC calculation for the year you selected, 20YY. For now, that could be 2022, 2023, or 2024, based on the information held on revenue records as at the 31st of December of the year you select. In order to accept or amend this information, you must complete an income tax return. Completing an income tax return will also allow you to A. Change existing credits and or declared incomes. B. Declare additional income, for example, rental income, income from casual work. C. Claim additional credits and or reliefs, for example, health expenses. D. Claim any overpayments. And E. Request a statement of liability from revenue. Please follow the instructions here to complete your income tax return and obtain a statement of liability for any or all of the previous 4 years. When you select Request, a preliminary result will be presented. This result will show you whether your tax and USC is balanced, overpaid, or underpaid. Information is displayed to explain what the preliminary result means. You are then asked how you would like to proceed on this screen, and you are provided with an option to complete an income tax return. Completing the income tax return. When you select Complete your income tax return, this screen will be displayed, setting out the steps for completing your income tax return in the form of a checklist. In this section, you will find useful information to assist you. We advise you to read the information on this screen before proceeding. The income tax return is divided into 5 distinct sections as shown here. 1. Personal details. 2. PAYE income. 3. Non-PAYE income. 4. Tax credits and reliefs. And 5. The declaration. The income tax return is pre-populated with the information available from revenue records to make it as easy as possible to complete. Where the information is pre-populated, you will be required to confirm that it is correct. It will be possible to add, delete, or amend certain information. The following sections provide guidance to completing your income tax return. Before I get into each of these sections in detail, please allow me 15 seconds to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about Payroll Matters in Ireland. This is Pádraig here from the YouTube channel, Facebook group and social media platform for all PAYE workers and their employers. To ask, get answers and find out about pay, PAYE, income tax returns, public holiday entitlements, universal social charge, pay-related social insurance, pensions, redundancy, week one basis, statements of liability, tax credits, employee and employer statutory rights and obligations, and a myriad of other work and payroll related issues, all free of charge. The Facebook group and this channel are all called Payroll Matters in Ireland, and new members, followers and subscribers to this channel are always welcome. We have just recently set up an Instagram page, so you are welcome to have a look. Personal details section. In this section, you can update some of your personal information on these personal details screen, such as your civil status, number of dependent children, your entitlements to a full medical card, tax residency status, contact information and bank account details. The red dot beside a question means that it must have an entry and cannot be left blank. You will not be able to proceed if you do not complete it. If you need more information on residency and domiciled, there is a little information icon that when you hover on it will give you more information. The PAYE income section. In this section you will see details of your employment or pension. The pay, tax and universal social charge details for your employments on record will be pre-populated for the relevant tax year once the payroll information has been submitted to your revenue records. Where the information is not available, you should contact your employer or pension provider to ensure that your payroll information is up to date and accurate. If, having contacted to your employer or pension provider and the matter is not resolved, you should submit a My Inquiry to Revenue for further assistance. You can click Edit here on the PAYE income screen if you have paid non-refundable foreign tax on any of the PAYE incomes shown. If there are no amendments to be made, click Next. The non-PAYE income section. In this section on this non-PAYE income screen, you can 1. Confirm, edit or delete income already on record. If there is an income source shown on record and you did not receive any income from this source during the year, you should delete it from your record. Similarly, if the amount of the income shown under the relevant category is not correct, you should select Edit to amend it. 2. Add a new income not already on record. If you were in receipt of income during the year, under any of the categories shown below, you can notify revenue of the amount of income by selecting the appropriate category and entering the amount received by you during the year. Once you have entered all the information, select Next to proceed. The DSP income section. Revenue automatically receive information from the Department of Social Protection in relation to certain taxable DSP payments. These DSP payments on this table are pre-populated on your income tax return. The information received from the DSP will be pre-populated on the income tax return and cannot be amended. The payments will relate to the following benefits: invalidity pension, state pension contributory, state pension non-contributory, occupational injuries benefit, survivors pension contributory, job seekers benefit, partial capacity benefit, illness benefit, maternity benefit, paternity benefit, adoptive benefit, health and safety benefit, one parent payment parental benefit, job seekers benefit, self-employed short-term enterprise allowance. If you are in receipt of other DSP payment types where the payment amount is not received directly from the DSP, the amount pre-populated on the income tax return will reflect the information revenue currently hold on record for you. These amounts can be confirmed, edited or deleted. Additionally, you can input details of payments received. These include payments for blind pension, survivors pension non-contributory, carers income, other income, that is taxable payments not included here. The other non-PAYE income section. Where you have notified revenue of any additional non-PAYE incomes, the information will be automatically displayed on the income tax return. You must confirm or edit or delete the information as appropriate. Non-PAYE income types are broken down into categories to assist customers to add or update incomes. In addition to DSP incomes, these categories are dividends, foreign income, other income. If you are in receipt of additional taxable non-PAYE income not included above, you must submit details of this additional income through My Inquiries. The tax credits and reliefs section. In this section you will see the tax credits that you are claiming during the year. Some reliefs such as rent-a-room relief can only be claimed at the end of the year. Details of the tax credits and reliefs you received during the year will be pre-populated on the income tax return here on the tax credits and reliefs screen. You must confirm your entitlement to the credit or edit or delete them as appropriate. There is an option to confirm all credits on record once you are satisfied that they are correct. Tax credits and reliefs are broken down into categories to assist you when making a claim for tax credits you are entitled to. These categories are health, you and your family, your job, and other credits. We have several step-by-step guides on how to claim many of the tax credits available, like the rent tax credit here. Providing additional information when requested. You may be asked to provide additional information to support your entitlements to a credit that you are claiming. For example, on our step-by-step guide here for claiming mortgage interest tax relief, where additional documentation is required in support of a claim, you can upload these documents using the Upload Supporting Documents facility on the Manage My Record section in My Account. Claiming additional tax credits and reliefs. You can claim additional tax credits by selecting the Show More button beside any of the categories. For example, if you wish to claim health expenses, select Show More under the Health category. We have a step-by-step guide here on how to claim medical expenses. The option to claim remote working relief can be found under the Your Job category. When you have claimed all tax credits you are entitled to and reviewed the information submitted, you will be asked to confirm your entitlement to the credits claimed. Please select Next to continue remote working relief. If you wish to claim for expenditure incurred under remote working relief, select Remote Working Relief from the Your Job category. When you select this relief, the uploaded Receipts screen will be displayed. The total value of receipts uploaded using Receipts Tracker in My Account will be displayed. You can see our step-by-step guide here on how to claim this credit. Confirm if you were in receipt of a payment from your employer for remote working on the Confirm if you were in receipt of a payment screen as seen here. If yes, please enter the relevant amount received from your employer. Please note, any amount received from your employer will be deducted from the amount of relief due to you. In the field Heat, Electricity paid, enter the total amount paid by you. In the field Broadband paid, enter the total amount paid by you. In the field Days worked remotely, enter the total number of days worked remotely. Please note, when calculating the number of days worked remotely, you should exclude weekends unless you are required to work remotely on some or all weekends. Public holidays, unless you are required to work on some or all the public holidays. Periods of sick leave and any day where you were absent from work on annual leave. Once completed, please select Add to proceed. The declaration. When you have added details of all incomes received by you and claimed all credits and reliefs you were entitled to, you will be presented with a declaration screen. Please review and ensure that the information provided is correct and complete. Clicking Continue after completing the declaration will bring you to the Sign and Submit screen. Please enter your My Account password and click the Sign and Submit button. This acts as your signature. You will receive an acknowledgement message to confirm that your tax return has submitted successfully, as indicated in acknowledgement screen as seen here. You will also be advised when your Statement of Liability is available to view. If some details on your submission need to be confirmed, you will also be informed. Saving a partially completed income tax return. As we mentioned earlier, the income tax return will automatically save as you progress through the screens. If you do not sign and submit the form, it will remain saved, and you can complete and submit it at a later stage. The status indicator on the income tax return for the relevant year will show as saved. However, any changes to your record, for example, if revenue have received details of additional DSP income for you from the Department of Social Protection since you last accessed the income tax return, will not be reflected in the saved form. You will be advised of this and told to delete the saved form as outlined here on this out-of-date income tax return screen. Viewing, downloading, printing a submitted income tax return. Both you and the non-assessable spouse or civil partner can view download or print a submitted income tax return from the Review Your Tax homepage, provided the form was submitted online. If you did not submit your income tax return electronically, you will be shown this income tax return not filed online screen. Amending a submitted income tax return. You or your assessable spouse or nominated civil partner can amend a submitted income tax return. All fields can be edited except information that has been received directly from the DSP or from your employer or pension provider. Pay, tax and USC details already on revenue record. Some auto-calculated fields for certain tax credits and incomes. When you choose to amend an income tax return, the form will be pre-populated with the latest information available to revenue, and therefore this may differ from the information pre-populated on the original income tax return submitted. You will be required to confirm that this information is correct or update as necessary. The status indicator screen. The status indicator in each year will identify if the service is available to you. The different status indicators are as follows. 1. Available. This means that you could submit an income tax return. 2. Required by the 31st of the 10th, and in whatever year you are required to submit the income tax return by this date. Outstanding since the 31st of the 10th and the year you are required to submit an income tax return and the due date has passed. 4. Saved. There is a partially saved income tax return which has not been submitted. 5. Submitted. You have submitted an income tax return. When a customer requests a preliminary end-of-year statement, the status indicator will still show as request until the statement of liability has issued. At that point, the indicator will convert to view. If a customer clicks the request link when a statement of liability is currently being processed, this message will display on the statement of liability processing request screen. Viewing a statement of liability. If you make an online submission, you can view the statement of liability in My Documents, generally within 3 to 5 working days of the request. You will receive an email from Revenue to advise you have new correspondence. The spouse or civil partner in joint assessment cases will also be able to view a copy of the statement of liability in My Documents. Joint assessment cases. In joint assessment cases, either spouse, civil partner can request a statement of liability. Only the assessable spouse or nominated civil partner can complete the income tax return. However, the non-assessable spouse or civil partner can elect to be the assessable spouse nominated partner for the relevant year, so they can complete and submit the income tax return. This only relates to PAYE customers and does not apply to income tax registered customers. If a customer elects to be the assessable spouse nominated civil partner, they will be directed to complete the income tax return for the relevant year. Before I leave you for now, can I ask those of you that have not already done so to hit the subscribe button and also to turn on YouTube notifications for this channel. We have a video guide here on how you can turn on notifications for this channel, so you can get an alert every time we post a new video guide. As we have many more helpful pay, income tax and other work-related guides and videos to bring you. It costs you nothing to subscribe, but could help you save hundreds or even thousands of euro into your hand on pay and tax. Go on. Hit that subscribe button. Go on. See you next time.